From a city that's played host to 10 Super Bowls, here's a look inside the Mercedes-Benz Superdome in New Orleans. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport. As both teams made their way out of the tunnel, these folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Minnesota Vikings and the New Orleans Saints. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. First and 10, Cousins. Open here, Adam Thielen. 5 yards on the game's first play, second down.
A gain of 5 brings up second and 5 at the 30-yard line.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a second and 5.
I can't believe you let you play.
The first carry now for Dalvin Cook. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. 10 yards, and it's good for a Viking first down.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
Following the good run by Cook, here's another first and 10. Going to give this time to the tailback. Cook with a first down and much more. And he's got it across the 50 to the 47-yard line. They get 14 there. First down, Vikings. A couple of nice carries back-to-back here, establishing the ground game a bit.
Yeah, these aren't bare-bones runs now. I mean, they're getting substantial yardage, the kind of yards you're looking for, right? Let's go ahead and use a cliche. Stay ahead of the change, right? Five or more yards each time. That's what you're looking for in setting a tone and getting your offensive line going.
Good sign on the opening drive. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Hey, we're good. Let's see what you got.
First down. Here's Cousins. Complete. Smith has it. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be second and 9.
It's vitally important to wrap him up immediately, because if you let that big guy get ahead of steam up, boy, then you've got real trouble trying to get him down.
But they're able to hold him to a short gain on first down. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this second and 9. Throwing is Cousins. And this one's complete to Smith. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first. From the 34 now, here's first and 10.
Let's go, defense. Here we go.
Now Cousins. And it's complete right back in the hands of Smith. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays. I don't think it's a surprise they're throwing the football early. We expected that. They told us they were going to come out firing, but 4 for 4 on the opening drive. They like that.
They don't just like it, they love it, because now everyone gets locked in. Your confidence jumps up. Everyone's easy about what they're doing out there. And by the way, they're looking at the sideline thinking to themselves and expressing, let's keep throwing it. We're doing pretty well.
First down, here's the run with Cook. Cook with a first down and much more. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Dalvin Cook. Touchdown number 15 of the year. And the Vikings take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive. Dan Bailey now for the extra point. He's got it, and the Vikings take a 7-0 lead.
Next to score, Vikings 7, Saints 0.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25.
Wait, set. 53.
Now a play fake. Brady. That's caught. It's DeMarcus Robinson. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A good pickup there, 21 yards. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. They'll run it for the first time with Alvin Kamara. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7 at their 49-yard line.
On 2nd down, Kamara. He's got a first down and then some inside the 40. And he'll get this down to the 39-yard line.
Would you say this offense is locked in right now?
They're having no trouble on this drive. What is it, 3 plays, 3 first downs?
Yeah, you talk about on the march. They keep this up, they'll get to that end zone real fast.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. From the gun, it's Brady. And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete.
I think that's a big-time play there because the slant route is really hard to cover because the timing is so quick. But able to see it, diagnose it, and get to the football, that's why he was able to bat it away.
So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Dobbs. And it's hauled in by Jared Cook. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 18. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
It's interesting, partner, that most defenses try and guard the 35-yard line actively because they think the way kickers are nowadays, about a 52-yard field goal, they're kind of giving up points. But you get even deeper into territory, you get into the red zone, they're going to guard it even more, which means more pressure, more blitzing.
Wait, that's flag 20. Hey, hit! I hope you brought your left because I'm about to take you too easy.
Throwing on 2nd down. Brady trying to force it to Hopkins, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Sean Williams. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Unfortunately for him, if last week was any indication, we knew a pick was coming at some point. Last week it was interception after interception, and here we go again.
We actually quit counting last week at a certain point because I thought I was going to run out of fingers, all right, because I'm not all that skilled as a mathematician. But you're right. It felt like a matter of time, and you got to think the guys on defense, they couldn't wait for this opportunity after what they saw on tape.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. I mean, look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Cousins. He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. And And he's dropped just shy of the 25 at the 24. They get 14 there. First down, Vikings.
First down, Minnesota.
Cousins going to come up on a 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 5 for 5 here to begin the game.
Undercrunch. Wide. We're going. Like that.
Cousins gives way to Cook. It's a room to maneuver. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook, 76 yards. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. They've got to be thrilled on the road right now. Touchdown, turnover, touchdown, and quickly trying to make it 14-0.
Yeah, and mentioned it already. On the road, to be able to go into someone else's house and establish a start like that, obviously your confidence rises in a big way, and you bring some doubt in their minds.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. Of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
13-0 is the score after 1 on EA Sports.
Hey, set. 380. We gotta get to that, Michael. Here we go. Let's bring it. Let's go. Let's bring it. Let's bring it.
On 2nd and 7, Brady. And this is Cook with a grab. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Brandon, they didn't get everything they wanted out of that play, but the tight end did. And I don't mean it in a positive way. Great job of him holding on after absorbing that big hit.
From the gun on 3rd down. Dobbs. Then he's got the completion to Hopkins. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. 10 yards, good for his Saints. 1st down. Dobbs is throwing.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down.
Come on out here. Come get some.
They'll run out of the gun with Kamara. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. It'll be a Saints 1st down on a pickup of 13.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. On the ground, this is Kamara. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. Anthony Barr in on the tackle.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6 at the 45-yard line.
Wait, set. 29. Alpha. Check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Guys, it's game situation. Let's go. 72.
On play action. Now Brady. He finds Hopkins complete. And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 29-yard line.
And another thing that makes the comeback route really effective is that oftentimes after you've made the initial move, receivers breaking away from the defensive back, and that makes it a really tough play to defend. A nice chunk of yardage picked up.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. DeAndre Hopkins, his 4th touchdown on the year, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Lutz with the extra point, and it's now 13-7. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll probably wish he'd reconsidered here. It will cost him 10 yards as he's down at the 15.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive, almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
On the carry, it's Cook. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before that he always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on second and less than a yard. Play fake. Cousins. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marcus Williams. And this one will be brought back to the 22. So after the INT, it's Brady. That's going to be caught. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. It's a gain of 22 as we tick towards the 2-minute warning.
I've got to make sure that I don't take Tom Brady's greatness for granted, that we make it routine. How about that throw right there? Yeah. Another great completion.
And you know one area where he honed his throwing? He was a catcher in high school. He was actually drafted by the Expos in 1995 in the 18th round.
Wow, that would have been something to see him behind the dish.
Think he gunned down a few guys?
Gunned down a few guys trying to steal second. That would have been fun to watch.
No gain there as he kept it himself at second down. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
That second down play nets a -4.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. In their mind, certainly a field goal try would be a letdown. They have the great starting field position. Now facing, and he's got it. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. DeAndre Hopkins with his second touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. As his guys can now take the lead with the extra point. And oh, it's blocked. That's a live ball scooped up by the offense. And a great return here gets this one all the way down to the 26-yard line. All square now at 13 all as he sends this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
Watch the out. Watch the out. Check. Run out. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1
They start the drive with Cook. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Lets it fly for Thielen. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marcus Williams. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Oh, and that's a nice job defensively to get a piece of the football. He's going to pop it into the air, and then it's the tip drill. And good concentration by him to react to it and pull in the interception.
Oh, he can't get away, and Brady will go down. Credit the save to Malik Jefferson. So that complicates things a bit here. 18, and they're going to get to him. That is going to be a safety. Tom Brady taken down in the end zone. And Charles, at some point, you can't keep worrying about big play. Can this be perfect? You just have to get the ball out of the end zone.
And in the offensive huddle, that was discussed when they called the play. Just get out of the end zone. But you know what's interesting? A lot of the times in the defensive huddle, they actually call a set and then say at the end of it, get a safety. So it's preached, it's coached, it's thought about.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that could change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. Well, that didn't take long. One play, and we're already looking at a first-and-goal situation. Cousins to throw it. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Demario Davis. He's at the 40, 20, 10, 5. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Charles, I'm looking at you, and understandably, your mouth is wide open in disbelief. What were they thinking?
That's going to be one of the great mysteries, but I do know this. When they went out on offense, I will guarantee they told them, don't just make anticipatory throws. Make sure you see it before you throw it. Didn't happen here.
Trying to protect that lead, and now they gave it up. The final shot before break. Dobbs, and that is caught for the 2 points. And they turned the pick 6 into a pick 8 with that 2-point conversion.
I love how you upsell. That is outstanding right there. What a big-time play. Big switch in how this game was going, and then they capitalized a little bit on top.
And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 17.
And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Likely time for just one final play, and then it'll be off to the locker room to talk about how they can erase this deficit.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people look at it and go, well, maybe you take a shot here. Maybe you get some momentum going into the half. What's the flip side of that? You do something crazy, quarterback gets hit, ball comes free, and now you're down an even bigger margin. Go ahead and take this one, go to the locker room, start over.
Set now to go for the third quarter. The Saints have the lead and set to receive the kick. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you turn.
Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Daniil. Hunter, and it'll make this a 2nd and long.
14-yard line.
Wait, set, wide, 20. All day. 53's in now. Regular.
To throw is Brady. Escaping the pressure right. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Danielle Hunter in there to get him. And on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
Now that's the way to start the second half. Back-to-back sacks. Whatever the halftime speech was, I hope they recorded it.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down. Went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. It's complete to Hopkins. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Now they'll get 15, but that won't be nearly enough. It's 4th down. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Fielded at about the 28. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10.
Their own 42-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going. So what needs to change?
And a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. 12 yards there. 1st down, Vikings.
And the Vikings, 1st down.
Ready? Two.
Alert three.
Tighten up. Throw. Slam.
A 10th carry in the game for Cook. Cook with a 1st down and much more. The 20. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Dalvin Cook, 41 yards. And now they can recapture the lead if they can make the PAT. He's got the hat trick, 3 touchdowns now.
Did you throw yours?
I didn't have mine. You've got yours. You've got one of those Abe Lincoln hats.
Yeah, and that stovepipe is going right out there for a nose for the end zone. 3rd time today. I think he deserves a tip of the cap.
Bailey got the extra point, and that will put them on top here in the 3rd.
Vikings 22, Saints 21.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. That's fielded in the end zone. And he's going to be taken down shy of the 10 at the 9-yard line.
Anytime you feel the kickoff inside your own end zone, you've got to be decisive about whether you're bringing it out or not. Sometimes that indecision can really cost you. That may have been what happened on that play.
They start the drive on the ground. Kamara's got the 1st down and then some. And he takes it all the way up to the 47. A big pickup of 38. I have a pretty good friend, Charles Davis, who tells me that when he sees plays like that, strong runs to the right, reminds him of the 1960s Green Bay Packers.
Boy, those were the days back when the fullback actually carried the...
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Harrison Smith. And the return stops just a little bit shy of midfield at the 48-yard line.
Interception, baby.
They'll take over 1st and 10 at their own 48-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to...
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. And he'll score. Touchdown, New Orleans.
Well, it's not just the defensive backs that have short memories. Sometimes it's the quarterbacks. Throw an interception, especially one that's a pick six, you got to get to the sidelines quickly, shake it off, and get back out there and move your team.
From the shotgun, here's Dobbs. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
I know they didn't tack on the 2 points, but I liked their attempt. After the interception return for a touchdown, I was thinking to myself, forget kicking it, go for two, and they did.
Oh, yeah, and everybody's scrambling. Maybe you catch the defense on their heels. They weren't ready to be out there.
Yeah, it's almost like a sudden change, right? There's a turnover, you take it away. They stuck it in the end zone. Keep the momentum going. Give credit to the defensive guys for rallying and stopping that 2-point attempt.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. Space to maneuver at the 40. And he's got daylight. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook, 75 yards. And the Vikings are going to retake the lead. Not a whole lot to recap on that drive. Just one play, 75 yards to the house.
Yeah, it's a long way to go. And remember, rarely is it a straight line 75 yards, too. Got to have a little extra in there. So whatever the final number is, a well-deserved seat on the bench, a little oxygen if he wants it as well.
47 to me. 47. 47. Bingo. Watch the twist. Shift.
To throw is Cousins. And this will be caught as they convert here for two. So they make the decision. They want a 3-point lead versus a 2-point lead, and they got it.
Yeah, at this stage of the game, it seems like the exact right thing to do. Put a little pressure on your defense, but the biggest thing now is you're making the other team chase you.
That's fielded in the end zone. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They'll try to get the offense going with Kamara. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
And when you're trying to set up a counter play, that's what a lot of people call an influence play. You're really hoping those defensive linemen are really agile that day. If they stayed out late the night before the game and they're not moving as fast, it's a lousy call because that means they're just going to sit in the hole that you hope to create just by the movement of your offensive line.
And there they got the ball to the outer. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Danielle Hunter has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. On third and long, it's Brady. And the pressure gets to him again. Danielle Hunter in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
That's pulled in at the 32. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Elsewhere, they have gone to the third quarter now in Dallas. You saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. And we'll keep an eye on that one as our game goes along here. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in because they weren't ready to go on the last one. Give all the credit to the offensive guys for getting it done, but to allow a run of that length, that's just not being prepared. So now, are they determined? Are they ready to read their keys and make the proper plays?
And we'll see how determined they are. And he'll get it down here to the 43. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
Not your conventional play call, but that's okay. You probe the defense a little bit with some of everything in your playbook. That way they have to account for everything as the game moves on.
Cousins now to throw on first down. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off near the 29. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran the wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 12 yards there, good for a Saints first down.
First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Wait, 20! Check. Watch 54. Watch the curl. Hey, check it.
On first and 10, here's Brady. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Anthony Barr comes rumbling in for the sack.
Come on,
Back at the 38-yard line.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Gotta imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Brady now to throw. Under pressure again, and down he goes again.
Well, this is what happens when you get behind the chains, as people like to say. When you have obvious passing situations, hard to vary it up and fool a defense.
And you hate those situations if you're an O-lineman, right?
Oh, without a doubt, because you just know they're coming, and you never know exactly how. They can be exotic in their blitzes, or their athletic ability just takes over.
And all the way down to the 26. A big-time play there for New Orleans. And even 40 yards.
First and 10 at the 26-yard line.
So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Working from the gun, it's Brady. This is caught. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. A little over 20 yards there, and in 2 plays, they've now moved the ball over 60 yards. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Shotgun now for Brady. And he's got it. Touchdown, Saints. Demarcus Robinson, his second touchdown on the season. And the Saints have retaken the lead. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
And they're going to take it all the way down and just take the delay. So that'll back them up 5.
Yeah, baby, yeah.
Lutz to try to add the PAT. And it's no good. It has not been his day. That's the second extra point he's missed so far. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They'll run on first down. It's Cook. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. Working out of the gun, Cousins. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Trying to erase that deficit all at once. One big shot. He took it. Unfortunately for him, incomplete.
They had the incomplete pass on 2nd down. Now they need a big play here. 3rd and 10. From the gun, here's Cousins. And now here's another interception. It's the linebacker, Alex Anzalone. And he'll take this back down inside the 20. What a nightmarish game he's having now. 6 interceptions that he has thrown.
Absolutely unbelievable, isn't it? Hard to believe we're watching this and have seen it, but it just tells you about the game of football. They give it and it taketh away.
Yeah, the guys, though, that have thrown 6 interceptions in the game, the likes of Peyton Manning, Brett Favre, I think Joe Namath, he did it 3 times. That throw by Brady, incomplete. Brady's incompletion on first down leads to a 2nd and 10. Now Kamara. And he gets it down close to the 10-yard line. A nice job to get 8 there after the incompletion, and now they'll look at a 3rd and 2 coming up. The Saints on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss him? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that one.
Heavy on the edges, heavy on the edges.
Brady going to go on 4th down. This is caught. And he will have the first down before he's brought down at the 3. Some collective exhales over there on the sideline. A big pickup through the air on 4th down to bring up 1st and goal. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. They'll run it with Kamara, and he takes it across and into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints. Alvin Kamara, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Saints take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash in for 6. Lutz good on the extra point, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. They run again on 1st down. Cook. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
Okay, he didn't break that one all the way, but you got to know that he feels like he's right on the verge, and that's probably exactly what he's telling them in the huddle right now.
Kill. Turn up.
Off the play fake, Cousins lets it fly for Thielen. He's got it at the 15. And he will be marked down inside of New Orleans 10. A big play there. Cousins to Thielen. 46 yards. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. That'll be complete to Cook. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. Draw play, Cousins to Cook. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got it 3rd and goal now as they try to punch in a late touchdown. Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the 1st. Give him a couple on the run there, and now they're in that in-between area here on 4th and goal. So a field goal gets you back within a score, but they're going to go for the bigger chunk here. Kicking team on the sidelines. Offense on for 4th down. And this winds up a disaster. Nowhere near the marker. Cook turned away on 4th and goal. And instead of having a 1-score game, they'll remain 2 scores down. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. Again, it's Kamara. And strong running there gets this up over the 15-yard line. Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2.
Back-to-back 4-yard runs. Now, look, if they just do that all the way downfield, ball ends up in the end zone, but that's a little difficult to do.
Yeah, I think now 3rd and 2, that defense ready to stiffen up and stop that run. Going deep for Hopkins. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down. Fair to say the secondary play, whichever side you're on, hasn't really been a glowing exhibition so far, but a nice job there to prevent a long completion.
I agree with you, but at some point, someone had to make a play and try and stop this exhibition of almost speed racing that we've been watching, huh?
Yeah, it has been quarterback and receiver dominated. A great return there of 22 yards. And that will come the offense as they take over. Around the NFL fourth quarter right now in Atlanta. And the Falcons have wound up winning that football game. If they can hold on to that lead to the end, it would up their win total to 7. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought process in mind already, but they can't get ahead of themselves. They know that they need to score quickly.
Yep, 2-score game.
Onside kick and get the ball back and then score again, but they can't worry about the last 2 points. The only thing that matters is scoring quickly, then they'll take it from there.
Watch the eye. You draw Porter. Joker. Check. Wide. Move.
They run it again with Cook. He's got a first down and more inside the 30. And he is into the end zone for the touchdown. So they still need a miracle with a clock where it's at, but they get one piece to the puzzle done.
Still have hope.
Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a one-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
So the clock sits at 16 seconds as they line up for the onside kick. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. The risk-reward of the onside kick, when you don't get it, the risk comes out to play, and here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything, because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them, and field position leads you to that type of play calling, and whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep, those types of things. Now they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. The Saints in victory formation now as they'll take the knee. And a timeout coming in. This will be their final one with 10 seconds remaining.
Wait, set. 29. Alpha. 54.
On 3rd down, here's Kamara. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for New Orleans, they keep pace for a playoff spot as they move to 7-3. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Carolina Panthers. Meanwhile, for Minnesota, it's a loss that'll drop them back to 500 through 10 games. And they'll be